Hello everybody, my name is Birgit van der Hagen, researcher at UCLL, Research Group Stimulans. In this clip I will guide you through the board game rules of the board game Meet My Patient, which is made with the support of the ETHCOM project Strengthening the Ethical Competences of Future Nurses and Midwives. What are the goals of the board game? There are two overall goals of the game. One goal is getting more affinity with patient participation. The second is setting concrete goals for action within the hospital care units. The board game actually is a representation of a hospital care unit with different hospital rooms. In every room there is a different instruction for the group of players. There are 6 instruction rooms. The first instruction is given in the room in the top left corner. The final instruction is given in the bottom right corner. Who can play the board game? Originally, the game is designed to play with hospital staff, patients and their informal caregivers on hospital care units. But students in nursing or students in midwifery who have had internship experiences can play the game too. Ideally, one patient and one informal caregiver play the game together with this group of students. There should be at least 3 players and at most 7 players. And the game should always be guided by a moderator. What do you need to play the board game? First of all, 2 hours of your precious time. Secondly, a quiet room with a big table and chairs around it. Third, and very importantly, the board game rules. Furthermore, every participant needs a writing pen and the moderator needs adhesive tape. Not to shut the participants down, but to stick the play cards on the board game. Before you start playing, place all the cards in stacks in the spaces provided on the board game. Now, let's start playing. Welcome to the first room of the board game. As a moderator, you want to draw the players into the game by giving a small introduction on participation. For example, by saying that everybody is part of a group. For example, being a member of a sports club. Patient participation is just another form of participation. There are 3 steps in this first room. Step 1. The first exercise is done separately by every student. Take each a sample card of the stack in the first room. Think back to a moment of strong patient participation in your care unit. Describe this example in a few key sentences on the empty space of the sample cards. Come up with a title for this strong example of patient participation and write the title on the dashed line. Step 2. Now each of you can look in the pink stack of cards with core values, which is also in this room. Which core value do you recognize in your example? Lay out this core value next to your sample card. If no core value about participation matches your example, you can name one yourself on the blank card on the stack. Step 3. Share your stories with each other. What story grabs you the most as a group? Select this story together and focus on its associated core value. If there is more than one core value that belongs to the story, which core value seems to be the most valuable to work with on your care unit? Choose this core value and continue. As you noticed, patient participation is a very broad concept and you can work on various areas as a care unit. You have already chosen one core value. For example, transparent communication. Now we turn this core value into a focus on the yellow cards. You write down together what you want to work on the care unit and stick the cards in the second room. Ladies and gentlemen, we are entering the dream chamber. An assignment for your group at the work table. One participant reads the following text to the group. Imagine you come back from a long vacation and you are fully relaxed. The climate on the care unit is pleasant and quiet. The team can fully focus on the things that you put first as good patient care. Patient participation has become an evidence. everyone, regardless of discipline, systematically checks out what the patient really wants. There is a safe climate for patient participation that makes the patients, the informal caregiver and professional caregivers feel a good and safe feeling. The focus above, for example, transparent communication, has become a reality. Imagine this situation. What do you see happening? Brainstorm with your group. What does such a dream scenario about transparent communication looks like? One person writes these ideas down in the blue dream balloons and places the dream balloons in the third room. Everyone takes a speech bubble with a measuring stick. How far are you in achieving this dream? What is already there? The number 10 stands for fully achieved and the number 0 for still early. As also describe why in a few words in this speech bubble. Why do you give this number and not a lower number? For example, why do you give the number 3 and not the number 0? As a group, you can also assign a score on the measuring rod on the board game. In this room, every participant takes 3 action cards off the stack. Brainstorm first alone and after about 2 minutes together. What actions do you think should be taken to be one step closer to the dream? Write down the actions on the cards and put the cards in the room. In the final hospital room, there are 2 steps. Step 1 is the chosen action. Look at all possible actions in hospital room 5. What actions do you want to start with? Choose a maximum of 3 cards. How you make the choice is up to you. For example, you can choose which actions are needed first or actions that are easy to realize. Write down the titles of these actions on the card chosen action. Step 2. You can now also brainstorm together about the question, how are we going to carry out these actions? For this exercise, you can follow the questions in the cards. All cards can be glued to the board game poster, and the poster can be put somewhere inside so all participants can be reminded of the actions that still should be undertaken. We've come to the end of this video. We hope this board game inspires you to strengthen patient participation attitudes with students nursing and midwifery. Thank you all for watching. This tool and video clip were created by one of the Belgian partners of the project, UCLL, Research Group Resilient People Stimulans. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us.